the 28-year-old Albert Einstein is still a patent office bureaucrat. It has been 2 years since he published his special theory of relativity. In 1907, Einstein agrees to write a new article explaining special relativity.
It was called special relativity for a reason, and that was because it really only dealt with moving at constant speeds.
Einstein realized that his theory failed for accelerations. But in our universe, everything accelerates.
Einstein knows that for his theory to work, it has to account for everything in the universe. And the ambitious Einstein decides to advance an even more radical interpretation of the universe, a general theory of relativity. Doing this will require him to take on his scientific hero, Sir Isaac Newton.
Newton said that if an object falls, it's because there's a mysterious force called gravity pulling it down. But you know, Isaac Newton himself was not satisfied by that. Objects move because they're pushed, not pulled. So what is pushing this? Newton didn't know. So Newton simply threw his hands up and said, I don't know. So I'm going to invent something called gravitational pull. And Einstein said, no, this theory can't be right.
He's in his office at the patent office, looking out at the window, and he imagined a man working on a roof. And he begins to wonder what would happen if one of those men were to fall off the roof. He had a vision. The man will not actually be feeling his own weight.
He would be weightless. And then he imagined, if you're in an elevator and somebody cuts the cord, what happens to you? You fall. But the elevator falls at the same rate you do, so you are weightless inside the elevator. So then Einstein got it. There is no such thing as gravitational pull. The Earth has curved the space around me, and space is pushing me into this chair. Space itself can be curved. Why does the Earth go around the sun? Most people would say, well, the sun's gravity is yanking the Earth toward the sun in a circle. Wrong. The Earth is going around the sun because the sun has warped the space around the Earth, and space is pushing the Earth toward the sun. He had a new theory of gravity, a new theory of the universe.
General theory of relativity is one of the greatest achievements of the human mind. It is beautiful and simple and profound. And all the best theories of the universe are just that.
Einstein's theory of general relativity has been around for 100 years now. It is a theory of gravitation and purports to explain how planets and stars influence and orbit around each other. This is how relativists explain the workings of gravity.
The ball travels along an indentation in the fabric that the heavier object creates. And this, Einstein realized, is how gravity actually works. It's the warping of space-time caused by the objects within it. In other words, gravity is the shape of space-time itself. The moon is kept in orbit not because it's pulled to the Earth by some mysterious force, but rather because it rolls along a curve in the space-time fabric that the Earth creates.
Now, it is said that in science we must test such claims with an experiment. And that's what we will do here. A simple experiment will show that if space were warped, the Earth would not orbit the sun, but fall into it. So there it is. The mechanism proposed by Einstein for the workings of gravity is experimentally falsified. Of course, relativists are welcome to run an experiment in the lab and demonstrate the contrary. Now, some of you might be wondering whether the moon is moving closer to the Earth and the Earth moving closer to the sun. It's exactly the opposite. The moon is moving farther away from the Earth, little by little, and the Earth is moving away from the sun. Einstein's theory is simply dead wrong.